Suppose you touch a robot, your robot partner, any body part. Think of any body part, right? On the upper side, on the middle side, on the lower side, any body part. How does that robot will react? That is number one question. Number two is, how does it feel when you touch it? And what is the mechanism behind it? Because humanoid robots use a combination of mechanisms which involve tactile sensors, sophisticated algorithms, and many other things, of course, to understand which part of body is being touched. In today's video, we'll get into this matter, body part, and not a joke. It's not a joke, because whenever you consider something like having any kind of physical activities with a robot, this touch is very important. And on the other hand, on the other side, the feelings, how does it feel, that is also very important, right? So let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Gunset, a channel for intelligent and curious people like you. Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. Now, the thing is, I just said that mainly there are two things. One is called tactile sensors and other is called algorithms. Now, if you are a layman like me, you will ask, what is sensor? What is algorithm? So I would like to just give you an introductory note about sensor. Whenever you think of any humanoid robot, any kind of humanoid robot, whether that is a fully made, in the factory made humanoid robot from top to bottom, or something like we used to see in the industrial robots or something like that. Every robot comes with hundreds of sensors from its head to toe, top to bottom. Hundreds of sensors are there, because through these sensors, these robots not only see, but they hear, they feel the touch. Of course, they cannot think, so don't mix it up with feelings. Feel the touch means it just reacts to a touch. But these sensors are very important, right? Now, there are practically two sensors. One is pressure sensors and another is force sensors. And we call it tactile sensors. The robotists or scientists or technologists who create robots in factories or in lab, they call it tactile sensors. Why it is called tactile sensors? I will, of course, in another video, I will explain. Now, as the name suggests, pressure sensors basically are embedded in the robot's skin-like covering. When pressure is applied to a specific area, the sensors detect the change and send a signal to the robot's central processing unit, that means CPU. You may have heard about CPU because in every computer there is a CPU, central processing unit that processes everything, every instructions we give through our input, from keyboard to mouse. Okay, so the output it gives after it has been processed by the CPU. So for robots, the same rule applies, right? Next comes force sensors. These force sensors measure the amount of force applied to a particular area. That means how many pressure you are applying and in which area. Particularly for that area, the robot's force sensors measure the amount of pressure you are giving. And of course, it provides more detailed information about the nature of the touch. Now, if you ask me about the nature of the touch, it's a difficult question, because a human being can feel, can recognize what the nature of touch is, what kind of nature of touch, right? Isn't it? Is it a good touch or bad touch? Okay. But how a robot can feel that? No, a robot cannot feel which is good touch or bad touch, because a robot doesn't have any feelings. It is it is not sentient, right? So that is why here algorithms and processing helps robot to understand that something is happening on its body somewhere. Okay. So they, after the sensors collect the data, what they do, they send it to the CPU. Now CPU continuously collect that data from the tactile sensors across its body. As I said, that a robot comes up with hundreds of sensors from its head to leg. So after collecting that data, these algorithms process the data. The collected data is processed to identify patterns and determine the location and intensity of the touch. Right? Next comes a term, localization. What is localization? By analyzing the activation patterns of multiple sensors, the robot can pinpoint the specific body part being touched. Suppose you hold its hand, you hold its legs, or you touch somewhere, that a robot is trained to not accept from anywhere else except its owner, right? In that case, this analyzing this data is very important. These algorithms are very important. Algorithms is nothing but instructions we give to computer, right? So ultimately comes the interpretation part. The robot software then interprets the touch information based on pre-programmed knowledge and learned experiences. Now I have talked about it in different videos. You can watch them in this channel. I have talked about it, how this pre-programmed knowledge works, how this learning experiences, why learning experiences matter, etc. This allows the robot to understand the context of the touch. You are holding its hand, it's okay. You're holding its leg, it's okay. But if you go upward from the bottom side of the leg, right, then it might protest. You touch its face, it's okay. Now you come downward, it might protest. Yes, it happens. It depends on the algorithms and the context of touch and who is touching that robot, right? So now there are some additional considerations also we need to keep in your mind, because our video, we cannot extend that video for 1 hour. Additional considerations means what? That means sensor density is something which I will talk about it later in another video. Sensor sensitivity is something that is, I will talk about it in another video, and processing power is something that I should talk about in another video. Density of tactile sensors on the robot's body affects the precision of touch information, touch localization. Higher density provides more accurate information. That means more dense, that sensors are more dense, they get more data. As simple as that, right? Next comes the sensitivity part, right? Because any robot doesn't have any kind of sentience, any kind of feelings. So the sensitivity of the sensors determines the robot's ability to detect subtle touches and the context of touch, right? Then the processing power. Look, you know that a computer comes up with a lot of processing power. We call them a better computer than we call them generation wise. It grows generation wise, because if you want a gaming computer, you need to make the central processing power unit, the CPU, much stronger than normal computer we use for data entry or something, or writing or kind of things, or watching movies on YouTube, kind of things. So processing power, the robot's CPU needs sufficient processing power. It should be very strong, right, to handle the large amount of data generated by the tactile sensors and perform complex calculations in real time. It's a very I would not say difficult, but it's a very complex process. Okay. So by combining advanced tactile sensors and sophisticated algorithms, a robot partner can achieve a remarkable level of sensitivity and understanding of touch. And it ultimately enables them to interact with humans in a more natural and intuitive way. Right? So that is it for today. I hope you get an idea about how a robot reacts to your touch, isn't it? So see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye, stay safe, and take care.